going, guys? Welcome back into another video, and this is just a quick intro for the video that we are getting into. This week, CODA is finally released on Apple TV+. Film that I got to see back at Sundance in January and has been by far one of my most favorite movies I've gotten to see this year. It's heartwarming. It's just a really awesome feel-good film. So we are replaying my review from Sundance because I don't think I can really say it better than I did then. So this is just an intro, kind of introing that video. This is the review that I did at I wasn't at Sundance, but during the Sundance Film Festival when I first got to see CODA. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Enjoy the review. If you have not already, make sure you go subscribe. Got a lot more movie reviews coming out for you guys, but have the rest of your day. Go to the review. Go to the review. How's it going, everyone? Welcome into my first review for Sundance 2021. And today, as you heard in the synopsis, we are reviewing CODA. Very excited to talk about this one. And we're just going to hop right into it. The first major thing that is really good in this is Emilia Jones. I mean, remember that name. She's an up-and-coming actress that is absolutely fantastic in this film. She carries the film. Being the only person in her family that is able to talk and hear and be someone that is hearing, we are really following her story. This is a coming-of-age story about her and how she has to deal with living in a family of all deaf people. The thing I like so much about this film is the fact that it tackles the deaf community in a very revered, very respectful way. And one of the main things that they do is using deaf actors in prominent roles. I mean, everyone in her family are actual deaf actors. They, in their own mind, they cannot actually hear. And that is something that I think is very powerful. And it brings a sense of, I don't know how to put it. It feels real because it is. And that's something that I think is done so well in this film, is just the use of the deaf actors and them having prominent roles. They're not background characters. They are up in the forefront. They are main characters of this story, and seeing how she interacts with them, seeing how the world sees deaf people. I mean, that's really one of the major things that's tackled in this film, is how the world sees deaf people, and the fact that deaf people are not useless. They live lives. They can do things. Just because they can't hear does not mean they're useless, and that's one of the main themes and messages of this story. Now, this film is an absolute crowd pleaser. I mean, it's the opening film of Sundance. As I'm recording this, it is in the middle of a bidding war with studios for distribution rights. This is a crowd pleaser of the year. A perfect way to start out the festival, something that everyone should watch, and something that needs to be watched because it really is a really great feel-good story. Now, the next thing is the direction. The direction is absolutely fantastic. One of the things I love so much about this film is the sound design. The whole thing about our main character, Ruby, wanting to be a singer, music is a big part of this film. And I will also say, Emilia Jones has a killer voice. Unless I am wrong and missed something, I truly believe that she is actually singing in the movie. And she's got a killer voice, so she's definitely someone to watch out for. She's a rising star in this industry. But the direction overall is fantastic. I think it's shot beautifully. I think the sequences of shots are really well done. I think lingering on certain shots and the way that scenes are constructed was all done really well. And the main theme of this story is family, and I love that. I mean, the father-daughter moments between Ruby and her dad brought me almost to tears. It brought my mom to tears. But that's just something that felt warm, it felt open, it felt welcoming, and that I just absolutely adore that about this film. They've got the really nice, warm moments that are absolutely fantastic. I love the writing of this film for some ways, and I don't like it for others. And I will get into the negative in a few minutes. But the one thing that I'm going to talk about in the writing here is you're perfectly able to balance humor and emotion. The jokes land. They do. It's a very funny movie when it needs to be, but then when there needs to be serious moments, there is. And that's something I really like about this film. It knows when to hit. There's a certain scene in a, gymnasium type theater at a high school during a choir performance that tears at your heart. It rips it in pieces. And it hit me because it was like, oh my gosh, this is serious, this is real. You'll know what I'm talking about when you watch it, but having those types of moments are just as important as having humor. And being able to tie them together in such a perfect, seamless way. Bravo. I mean, it was absolutely fantastic. And this film is, like I said earlier, a crowd pleaser. People are really going to like it. They're going to root for it. They're going to want to watch it over and over and over again. And I'm one of them. And I'm really glad that the consensus coming out of Sundance so far from a lot of my other friends that are watching it, that they really enjoyed it as well. I'm very glad I'm not the only one, because this film is definitely something to watch out for coming out either this year or early next year. I'm hearing rumors about early next year. I'm hearing rumors about this year. We'll see. There are a few flaws. It's not a perfect movie at all. There are a few things I don't like. It does fall into some basic tropes. Some basic coming-of-age tropes with the boyfriend and bullying and certain things that are happening. Now, the bullying works because it shows a different side of bullying. And it feels raw and it feels emotional. So that, I'm not going to really bash it for the bullying part, because it feels real, it feels raw, and it does help. It pushes the plot forward in certain ways. But there are different things that are done in the writing. It's very cookie cutter in some ways. Some things I think didn't necessarily need to be there, and the one I'm going to talk about right now is the boyfriend plot. I think he's an okay character. I don't think there's anything really special about him, and really, I don't think, besides maybe one scene, maybe one or two scenes, he's not really important to the story. He moves the plot. He does have a kind of important part in, the latter half of the film, driving the plot forward, but that could have been executed many other ways. It did not have to be with a boyfriend. Get what they were doing, going for some standard things, coming of age stories. I get it. Those tropes do not bog it down, though. It is able to land on its feet. The final act of the film is amazing. The final scene at the audition is heartfelt and emotional, and it tears at your heartstrings in a good way, not a bad way, in a good way. This film is amazing. It's heartfelt, it's beautiful, it's emotional, it's funny, but serious when it has to be. And it talks about a very important topic in our life, in reality today. It's absolutely fantastic. You guys need to see it if you have not. I absolutely love it. Let's get into the point breakdown. So, entertainment, 23 out of 25. I had a fantastic time in this movie. I had a smile on my face pretty much the entire time. It was awesome. Performances, 20 out of 20. Absolutely brilliant. 100%. Direction, 10 out of 10. Like I said, with the sound design and certain things that they did, the way that shots were composed and the way that sequences were shot were absolutely amazing. Writing, 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Fell for some tropes, some things I didn't like, but it was able to rebound, pick itself up at the end, so I didn't, it didn't kill it. It did not kill it. Emotions, 10 out of 10, like I said. I was almost brought to tears a few times in this movie. I mean, absolutely fantastic. Cinematography, 8 out of 10. Like I said, I think it's a very well-shot film. Pacing, 4 out of 5. Drags a little bit in the middle of the film. A little bit about the boyfriend stuff. I didn't like that. I thought some of that could have been cut, but still, it works. Rewatchability, 5 out of 5. I would watch this any day of the week, and an automatic 5 out of 5 points. If you did the math, that means CODA gets a 92 out of 100. This film is a crowd pleaser, guys. Look out for it whenever it comes out into the general public. I absolutely love it. If you have seen CODA, if you were a part of Sundance, let me know down below in the comments. What did you think? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know why. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel. If you like what you saw today or any of my content on this channel, please consider dropping a like, commenting, and subscribing. Go check out my blog, fanaticfilmreviews.weebly.com. I've got all reviews, recaps of every day in Sundance over there on my blog. So make sure you go check that out. I'll leave a link for it down in the description. But guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next video.